quotes I know. I will forget all of the detailed bullet pointed information and reasonable arguments that I have about like literally everything. I will forget everything I have written in articles and books and etc. And I won't be able to recall it. Shock to you, right? I'll just go, well, this is true, and you'll be like, oh, really? What? How do you know that? And I'd be like, what? I don't know, but it's true. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll have a natural rhythm of like the, you know, ADHD part of me will make me talk fast and be passionate and be enthusiastic. And then my, you know, autistic side will like take your question and pause and think about it. And then as I answer, insert pauses where I'm like, is that the word I want to say? You know what I mean? And all of that is real, and I'm sure annoying in a lot of ways to a lot of people, but that's my authentic self, right?
Yeah,
and
that's the real you. That's the way you really communicate.
And if my job is to stand up and say, I am a neurodivergent person, I represent neurodivergent people in neurodivergent spaces, if that's my job, which it is, as an advocate, as an activist, as a professional working in the space with lived experience, that's my job. Everything else is like, you know, the rest of my job, but that's my job. It's to stand up and say, like, I'm here, I'm this thing, and I'm, you know, I'm here to be this thing in front of you live, right? And so if that's my job, how can I possibly put a sheet of paper between me and my audience, you know, and filter my authentic self through this paper or through this digital environment, like, to my audience, who, if it's a neurodivergent audience, they are desperate to see themselves represented on the stage, right? And so, like, screw all that came before, right? And screw all the people that don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that like are looking for this. Yeah, looking for this specific format and looking for everything to be cleaned up and organized in a way that makes them feel good, or that you did something in a professional manner. I feel like there's so much. I call this person Sheva Guy, who always like questions professionalism and like always.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a cool thing for neurodivergent people to do that, to push back on like what we've been taught is professional and what is unprofessional, and then like do some critical self-reflection on that. Because it comes up for me a lot, like when I'm moderating the health equity panels for Umbrella ND, like we've just been doing it for a few months, right? Like we're only on to like panel 5 at this point, and we have 7 that we've planned. Actually, it might be 8 because we have September, October, and November. Yeah, so we originally had 7, now we have 8. But I feel that way sometimes, where I don't necessarily feel like I have to apologize for being unprofessional, but it's almost like I have this knee-jerk reaction that somehow I'm going to be criticized if I make a mistake. So again, that is sort of the perfectionism that was a coping mechanism for me. Knowing that there's a neuronormative standard in place for people who do public speaking. And so like to be able to like take that apart and be critical of that and be like, yeah, you know, like I can make mistakes. Like if I'm on a live thing, yeah, I'm going to be making mistakes. I'm going to have like technology issues, like stuff's going to happen. And like, I'm cool with that being recorded at this point in time. Like I don't need to apologize about it. Like, I'm a human being. Like, I'm going to be making mistakes, and I'm going to be having like moments where I forget stuff because I have issues with working memory. So there are moments where it probably looks like I'm super unprepared or something like that, but it's just literally my brain is just like, oops. A lot of stuff just kind of fell out, and then I have to improv and ad lib and stuff, and like that's just part of the process. And I think it's just about like accepting that, almost, that like that is just how I communicate. And a lot of people have told me like, we still think you're a really good moderator though, like in the sense that like you're able to transition into, you know, the next topic, and you're able to help us when we have these side quests and stuff like that, like get back on track. Like, you have, you know, all of those skills as a facilitator, but you're just doing it from your life experience, which is, I'm totally imperfect and I'm going to mess up. I'm going to forget stuff. I'm going to have technology issues. And it is what it is. And if people are like, oh, this isn't professional and this wasn't what we expected, well, you know, like, they don't have to be part of the audience then, you know.